Where are we? Where are we? Can you guess where we are? We are in Hebden Bridge, yes, that's where we are.
We're going to put a counter in the corner, so I'm going to join in.
Ding!
Tell me how many you see in the... Did you just ding me?
I did just ding you.
I was going to say, tell me how many you see in the comments, but I just got dinged. Never mind. It's game over.
Whew. Wow. Look at this. Look at that. He is an OG. That is an OG hippie. OG hippie, indeed.
That is the cutest. That's how I swim.
I just drowned. Where'd you go? You said I'm chilling now. I'm taking a break. I'm on the rock. Hi, friend. Cheeky little pint time in the lesbian city, lesbian capital of the UK. Let's play Where's Wally, but where's Stephen? Can you spot him? Can we spot Stephen anywhere in the square? Where's Stephen? Where could he be? Perhaps he's with the duck feed. Is this your tea? Is this your lunch?
People used to hide it so much.
I did. I don't came out at 19.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's just hiding people even more.
People used to hide what?
Their sexuality.
This has nothing to do with sexuality.
What is it to do with then?
Well, this is to do with people telling children that might
No,
not...
they're not telling children. No one's telling children, are
You didn't let me finish what I was going to say. How did you know what I was going to say? What was I going to say?
Are you just here to bash people?
No, I'm here to have conversations.
Had a really respectful
It was you that that was speaking over me.
Right, okay, well I thought it was a discussion.
Yeah, I know, but you wait for someone to finish. Come on, let's carry on.
No, I'm just...
You might get a few truth bombs.
I'm interested to hear your opinion on it and why you think for yourself that there are such things as children that are transgender and are transgender when they're bored.
You don't have to put a label on them, right? That's what
I know, but when I was 6, I wanted to be Action Man. And I'm not.
I think it's wrong to tell a child that they're transgender.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
That's not what's telling children.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be
Gender
very
identity
surprised.
clinic that used to be down in London. It was called the Tavistock. Do you know about that?
No,
You could stay around and I could tell you about it if you want.
no, not really. I
So,
just think
well,
it's
the thing
very-
is,
it's just-
I can tell you stuff what's happening, what you
I think
think's
it's
not
wrong to
happening.
label. I think it's everyone should be whatever they want to be, and
I agree when they're an adult.
yeah, absolutely.
When they're an adult, but that's what this is to
That's
say.
sexual, isn't
But
it?
that's what this is to explain. Like, you do what you want when you're an adult, as long as it's not harming others or children. Children should be able to grow up.
There's no such thing as a
And there's no such thing as a lesbian child.
I think there's
Yeah,
boys
and
There's another bit on the back.
Yeah, I have seen it. I've just been sitting there like seething at it.
seething at it. Like you think men should go in women's sports?
Well, I don't know about that, to be honest. If you've got a 6-foot man that's transgender and you've got a...
Yeah, playing rugby.
That's not...
Yeah, so Gareth calls himself
He called himself what he
Hayley
likes.
Yeah, but when he starts playing rugby for both Harlequins ladies team and
Yeah,
breaking
well,
the
I
ankle of people,
Yeah.
so we agree then. You agree with me? There you go. Why was you seething about it then? What about Leah Thomas? What about Leah Thomas, the swimmer, 6'4", took all the gold medals off Riley Gaines in America? What about that? Do you agree with
Well,
that?
you know, it's this.
Do you agree with that?
This one that
It's this specific one.
My son plays with girls' toys.
Exactly. It doesn't make them transgender.
No, exactly.
And that's the whole point. There's no such thing as a gay child, a lesbian child, transgender child. Exactly. Because you don't understand those things
I think it's maybe
until
the
you
way
grow
it's
up.
The way it's worded.
Maybe, yeah.
But that's to start the conversation.
Yeah, I think you're trying to...
I absolutely believe that there's no such thing as transgender. Full stop.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Would
You
it-
agree with...
Do you want me to tell you
There's
why?
no
Because
transgender.
nobody has been able to explain what it is.
Yeah.
I'll give you the opportunity to explain
Well, I
it
don't
to
know
me.
much about it, but
But you believe that it's true?
that everyone...
Transgender, what are they trying to do?
I don't think it's all worked out.
No,
and
this
it's
no.
fair.
And I think the issue is as well, a lot of the stuff that is pushed on makes the ordinary person feel bad. As in, when you've got things coming across, if you say the slightest thing wrong, someone could call you transphobic. And I think there's been a fear inserted into society around this issue, and there shouldn't be. Free speech should still be allowed. You should be allowed to speak freely. And I think...
People should be allowed to be who they want to be.
Absolutely.
There's no label. There shouldn't be a label.
Can I follow up on that? Are you going to let me speak?
Sorry, it's probably me.
It's probably us interrupting that.
Right, okay, so I agree with...
the girls, but I learn more from the girls than I do from you.
All right, well,
Yeah.
He's got a lot more facts than us,
I
don't
agree
worry.
with you to a point. Let people
Yeah,
be...
but I don't know the facts. I don't know the facts.
He's got a lot more facts than us.
That's the thing.
That's
I don't
what-
know the facts. I'm just speaking as in you should let everyone be who they want to be.
What if them being who they want to be adversely affects somebody else?
Well, then they shouldn't be around that person. I mean, toilets and things I agree with.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that person, a bloke who's got autogynephilia, that's this paraphilia where they get a sexual kick of imagining themselves as a woman and they dress up as women, they put a dress on, okay, they put a wig on, and this ideology allows them to enter women's spaces and enter toilets. That's him being...
Sorry, you was with Charlie Beach the other day.
I was.
You know, the march and
Nice
that.
to meet
Nice
you.
to
How
meet
you
you too,
doing?
and
How
you.
you
Nice to meet you.
You alright? How
Yeah,
you doing, man?
yeah.
You okay?
I saw this man sign you, see.
Yeah.
I saw you two, like, I recognise these people. You know what I mean?
No, YouTubers assemble. What do you think about this?
I mentioned me in the sports, you know what I mean? It's to keep it separate, you know,
Yeah.
because, like, you know what I mean? If I turn into a woman tomorrow, like, I'm still physically really
Yeah,
big. And,
me and
know
you
what
were
I mean?
to play boxing against each other, you'd knock me out. Let's be honest.
You know.
Even with the stick.
Yeah, I know, I know.
There's very obvious differences between men and women. And even back in the day, transsexuals were around and no one cared because they minded their own business.
That's right.
Whereas
They
now
keep
you've got
themselves to
groups
themselves.
that
They
feel
have
they're
their own groups and that,
entitled.
and they, you know, they don't bother anybody.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah.
It's like, no, it's normalised, so it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not such a big...
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
And I think this town needs to have a conversation because...
No, it goes back years.
Does
Okay.
it?
Yes.
I thought this was kind of a new thing in Hebden.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
See, because
I've
we've
grown up
always
here,
sort of
it's
been
always
told
been-
it's the lesbian capital and the
Yeah.
accepting of stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. But there's that as well.
Oh, is there?
We can't say out loud.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I think this is a war on freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Focal, you know.
Yeah, I've not had that much actually. When I came last time, there was some fierce pushback, but I had so much support.
Yeah.
Like from people like you.
Yeah, well, you should be able to say what you want.
Yeah.
But it is hard.
But you feel like you can't, don't you?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, you can't. You have to be really.
What do you think would happen if in Hebden if you did say something out loud, kind of thing, or if you did voice your opinion?
Well, I think a lot of folk will be like an uproar, and we don't know why, because you should be able to say what you want. I mean, if people want to be like that, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But we don't need it ramming down his throats.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
keep it to yourself, sort of thing. But yeah, I just thought, it's that bloke.
Have a good day, sweetheart. Have a good day.
You're perplexed.
I like that word, perplexed.
What are you perplexed about?
Have you got a psychology degree?
Yeah?
Have you got a psychology degree? Because there are thousands of British Council accredited psychologists out there who treat gender
I'm sorry, I don't need one. I'm the shoeshine boy. Do you know who the shoeshine boy is? Yeah. Go and look it up.
I think I've
Go and
come
look
to
it
the
up.
conclusion that the most helpful thing I think we can do here is just stand and laugh.
Yeah.
Just stand and laugh
Get
at
to have a
you.
conversation maybe about it.
this person isn't seeking to
What do you think? What do you think about? What is the purpose of you being here?
We're here
To make conversation.
to have conversation.
To make
and
conversation.
Raise awareness of this ideology.
Are you getting disclosure signed because you're filming and recording? I'm just wondering if you've asked these people.
We're in a public space, sweetheart. We're in a public space.
What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm just.
What are you doing with that phone? What are you doing with that phone? Did you get disclosure?
Yeah, when they're in a public space, in a public place, you lose all right to privacy in that sense.
Are you guys from round here?
Pardon?
Are you guys from Hebden?
No.
Where have you guys?
by the way, we've just come down for the day.
That's fine, but do you understand what kind of place you're in wearing that
Absolutely.
sign? And you've come here to what?
Yes.
Just to get your rocks
Pardon?
at people?
No,
Just to piss people
I've come in. This is the second time I've
And
come
be
to
careful being
Hebden.
around here, maybe, because I'm not making a threat, but there's a lot of trans people who live here, and it's not tolerated here.
Right.
Yeah,
So
trans-
what
like,
are you
trans
saying
is
that?
not tolerated.
Are you saying that trans people are a threat to me?
No, I'm saying that people who support trans people might be a threat to you.
Right.
But
Being
what
here
you're
to
hearing
Hebden,
is transphobia
right?
is not acceptable.
It's not accepted.
It's not accepted.
This is the
It's
second.
not accepted.
If you tell
How is it not? That is
I don't know.
denying you.
Would it? Can I?
when I was
Am I okay asking you a question? Would you call it homophobia if I said there's no such thing as gay and lesbian children?
Yeah.
How? Because gay and lesbian is a sexuality. I'm a lesbian. This is my partner. When I was five, I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. No one's lesbian.
Anybody else?
What?
What it feels
She was
like
a lesbian when she was
be
five. She wasn't.
I said I wasn't. Is what I
group,
said.
as a person. And the fact that you stand here and say, I am a lesbian and
Yeah.
I am also a transphobe, two contradictory
I didn't say I'm a transphobe. I think what you've got to remember is you're saying it's transphobic to say that there's no such thing as a transgender child. There's no such thing as a lesbian child, a gay child. You're confused as a child. When you grow up and you are taught things, you can make your own journey and then you know what you are. This is my partner. My partner when she was younger, if she was brought up now because of the way she felt when she was younger, she'd have been told that she is a man. Yes, she would. She'd have been told that she's a man. They are.
I'm going to stop 50 people in the street and I'm going to interview them and say, oh, hiya, are you LGBT? Cool. Would that have been pushed onto you as a child?
Do you want to explain to me?
People angry.
No, I don't want to make you angry. I want to have a-
Spending your one beautiful life spreading hate and streets and that's all I want to do.
Tell me what's hateful. Tell me what's hateful about this. What's hateful about that sign?
It is hateful. You're literally promoting a complete,
by the
like,
way,
it's the
for
trans
joining me. I really
No,
appreciate
it's
it.
honestly, I saw what doctors...
But giving trans health to trans kids does them no harm.
That is a biological...
But it does, and some of it can make them sterile. Yes, they have. It has been put in documents. You're using stuff that you've used to sterilise criminals, to sterilise children.
Sarah, so I urge you to go back online. What I think is,
Yes.
just do your research.
I am sending that to the police.
Okay.
Okay.
Disgusting.
They won't say anything. It's free speech.
Change your sex.
I think I have actually.
Right. How does that actually happen?
Biological sex.
Which side are you on?
This side of. The side of truth and honesty. Yeah. Objective reality. Yeah. Yeah.
Not one that's been literally made up by hundreds of thousands of years worth of people.
Yeah, exactly. That is the side I'm on. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, I don't really want to take side. I think there's people that are confused
Yeah.
and being manipulated.
By who?
Well,
Social
Online
media.
influence.
Social media, mainstream media.
But what about people who...
Do you want me to tell you
have been
actually
brought up-
where a lot of this funding is coming from? Do you know Jennifer? Do you know Jennifer? Do you know Jennifer Pritzker? No. All right. Well, get your phone out after you've heard this conversation and we'll come. So you don't want to be.
Someone's just told you who agrees with you told us to go and research something. So why is it not okay for you to go and research something?
Am I that person that said
I'm not
that?
saying you
No.
are, but I'm just saying why is it not okay for us both to
Are you
research?
part of the queer community?
Yeah, we're both lesbians.
What the fuck are you doing with this?
Because they're trying to trans the gay away. That's what they're doing.
yeah.
They're trying to trans the gay away.
Misogynistic.
That's bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
You know what? Be pick-me's. You.
I'm a pygmy.
Think about the back one. Keep men at women's sports.
We're pygmies.
Yeah, biological men.
We're pygmies. I'm a pygmy lesbian.
I want you to explain.
Yeah. So it says there's no such thing as a transgender child.
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody's been able to explain what transgender
It says
means.
on your. What do you mean?
Nobody's been able to explain what transgender means. If you explain
No,
what
I'm
it
not
is.
explaining. I'm asking you what you mean.
Okay. So
It's on your front. What do
yeah,
you
that's on the front. Did you see the one on the back as well?
No, show me. Okay, right, got the idea, thanks. Just wondered.
I was going to explain to you. Come back. Oh well. Oh, thank you, mate.
There were one girl wanted to identify as a cat in a school
Yeah,
in Long
I
Beach.
saw that.
Yeah, so they put a litter tray in the corner. And
That's not what it says, though,
No,
is it?
I know that.
No,
not what it says, though, is it?
but it's,
But that's where it
That's
leads.
completely different.
But that's where it
But
leads.
it's the same thing. That's where it
It's
leads
not
to
the
the
same
next
thing.
thing,
It's
isn't
not the
it?
same
So
thing.
they put a litter tray in the corner and
not
some
the
milk
same.
and
It's
some
not-
meter
it's
food
not the
up
same thing,
and
though,
shit
at
on
all.
it.
Okay, but what you've just said though is anybody can be who they want to be, and he's just said somebody wanted to be a cat.
That's completely different.
I know, but following on from what you said,
If
you said they can identify as what they want. They can
Is it
be
male
who
or
they want.
female?
Oh right, so they can't identify as what they want. You've got certain restrictions on that. So anybody can identify who they want to be. 100%.
I don't want to be
But does it make
I
it
can
so?
book you out.
No,
But
no.
you are in a public place, so
Well,
you're already being
either you
filmed
want
by
people
him.
to engage or you don't.
Well, I mean, I've been attacked twice.
I'm not gonna attack- I'm not gonna attack you.
I know, but people have been unpredictable to
No,
me, so I do it for my safety.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
All right, is it going to get posted?
Pardon?
Is that-
Oh yeah, I post everything up because
Right.
part of this is to raise awareness. Because I believe this ideology is dangerous. It's dangerous to kids, it's dangerous to women, and it's dangerous to society as a whole. And that's my main angle. Because this is a war on the truth, it's a war on freedom of speech, and it's a war on reality.
What's dangerous?
Okay? It's where this ideology leads. Okay? It's dangerous to women because this ideology allows any males, but more seriously, predatory males, it gives a loophole for them to enter female spaces. Not just toilets and locker rooms, but it also allows them to enter female sports. Can give you...
Well, that's massively under review, isn't it?
Pardon?
That's under review.
Yes, but it happens. It absolutely happens. It's happening mass. This is a
Has
global.
it happened?
This is a global
Yeah.
agenda. All right, it's not just the UK. We're in a globalised
no,
society
no,
now, don't you? I can give you. Do you think it's all right for women? For men to go in women's sports?
No,
That's what.
if it's going to benefit someone in regards to a physical betterment in regards to boxing or swimming or something like that, then no.
What about non-contact sports? Can men go in against women?
If it's physical related.
Well, all sport is physical, isn't it? Every sport's physical.
Not if you're competing. What's chess?
Is that a sport? It's a board game. Well, let's talk track and field. Is it okay for males to enter like track and field?
No, but that's a physical advantage,
Yeah,
isn't it?
but that's what this ideology is allowing. So you basically
It's not allowing. It's not allowing. Is it? The Olympics, etc. don't allow it.
it happened.
It's happened already. Yeah.
It's not proven.
What about Laurel Hubbard? Do you know Laurel Hubbard? New Zealand weightlifter. Look him up. All right, big butch bloke. All right, entered in weightlifting and took all the medals with women. So that's one example. Look at Leah Thomas.
What was born as?
He's a man. Laurel Hubbard is a man entering female sports and weightlifting.
Born.
He was a man.
Born as a man.
Yeah, you're born a man and you are a man. You can't change it.
I don't know who you're talking about, so I'm just asking.
I'm telling you, Laurel Hubbard was a man. What about Leah Thomas?
No, I don't know.
Leah Thomas, 6'4". He was ranked nationally 400 in the United States. Entered women's swimming and he's winning all the gold medals. Took dozens of gold medals.
Yeah. No, obviously, I don't agree with that.
So that's why this ideology is dangerous, and that's why I'm here. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. It's a war on freedom of speech. If you want to speak out against this ideology, what happens is because it's going to the institutions, it's going to the workplace. People can't speak out, and they'll lose the job if they talk about it. So it's a war on freedom of speech because you can't say that man that's just joined our team pretending to be a woman is a woman. Is a man. You've got to go along with the lies. I was in Chester.
in that context, how does that affect what they're doing in the workplace?
Right, I'll tell you. I was in Chester maybe 3 weeks ago. I got attacked with golden syrup. But before that, I was in a conversation with a woman. She said to me, please don't, she come over to me and said, we've had somebody, a man, identifying as transgender, and he says he's a woman, and he's come into the workplace, and we've started to find male products in the female toilets. I says, what do you mean male products? He says, well, male bodily fluids. I said, what? He's been himself off in the toilet. She said yes, and we can't say anything about it. This opens a loophole for predatory males with this has got, let me finish, this opens a loophole for predatory males to go into female spaces. These men have a condition called autogynephilia. All right, have you heard of that before? It's where they get off, they get a sexual kick of imagining themselves and being a woman, and they go into the toilets and get what they call a euphoria boner, all right? And that woman gave me evidence about it. She said that was her experience at work. This is where it's a war on freedom of speech, because people are trying to shut me down, all right? I go around, I don't just come to Hebden Bridge, I go around the UK doing this. I've been attacked twice, and there was one guy, a trans rights activist, didn't like my signs. He was in a shop over the road. He phoned his mate up and said, he's over there, he's been there for a while, go and get some golden syrup and attack him, and he covered me in golden syrup. In Liverpool, all right, I'm going to court.
Ask, what's it got to do with transgender children, all this, with female to male, whatever you were just talking about, that bullshit you were just talking about?
That bullshit? What bullshit?
What's that got to do with transgender children?
Well,
I did X amount of research. So as a parent, I think it's something
No.
The body themselves and stuff.
Yeah, and it's also, it gets confusing, doesn't it? Because I think especially with the ideology of it going around, parents get quite fearful that they can't let their little boy wear the dress if the little boy wears it.
You'd be so scared if your doctor was saying to you, you know, your kid might be trans and you've got to like them themselves. You'd be terrified, wouldn't you?
Oh,
You'd be like, right, well, let's get them treated the right way.
But that's what's happening, instead of them discovering that they might just be a lesbian or a gay person.
Well, yeah, I think because I mean, when I was talking probably the other week about it, and I was like, I'm a woman, but I'm gay, but I'm not on the feminine side. So
yeah,
it's like a tomboy
yeah,
sort of thing, and that's
tomboys don't exist anymore because
they're being told
something else.
There's something else, and so we're losing a lot of our strong women.
When I was younger, you know, I never like tops on, and you know, I was just running around until I had to.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't comfortable in dresses. Or and then the summer dresses, they just weren't for me. I can remember sat cross legs and I was like, really don't like this.
There's a bit of a false flag of information being brought up of children killing themselves because of trans, when it's not actually a true statistic, and it's the fear that's being put in them from the media that is happening when it's not. And again, like you just said, we're losing a lot of our own because of it.
Imagine if you were younger and your mum's being told that you might be.
Yeah.
And then we'd have lost you.
My daughter came to me, she's already expressed, I want to be a boy, but she's 5.
She's 5, yeah.
That was me at 5. I've lived that.
She's 5. If, for example, she comes to me at 15 and said I want to be a boy, maybe a bit of a different story.
A bit more maybe.
Yes. But even if I turned to my daughter and said, well, what can we do to make you feel more comfortable? If she wants to go out and get a shirt and wear it up mountains, so be it.
I think that's an example. On Saturday, I went to what I thought was a trans protest.
Yeah, we went
in support, and it wasn't a trans protest. It was a Socialist Workers' Party movement,
and it's political parties.
And they were collecting money for the Socialist Worker Party, and not for trans people, and that pissed me off.
But they're the people that are coming up with the dangerous ideology, and because they're in a political position, that's what's being pushed on media and then pushed on to children.
So it's on the opposite side of the agenda anyway, isn't
it?
Basically,
It's becoming more of a money-making scheme.
People actually making money off of vulnerable
you know, the most money does come from, you know, pharmaceutical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the best way to make the money.
That does make sense. Yeah, that does make sense.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's scary
Because the thing is, predators will go to anywhere they can get to.
it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what your blood testing doesn't matter where you are in the world. They will be there.
They'll find a way to get in. And
They'll find anything.
And unfortunately, it's the predators' words that are being heard over the real transgender people and everyone else's words. And that's why this is needed. Yeah.
And real trans people are suffering because of that, because then they're going to get hate.
Yeah.
And I want to protect our trans community.
And I think it's already happening as well.
Yeah, it is.
And I think the community itself is divided as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people doing
My brother is gay as well, and he does a lot of stuff. He goes and speaks and things. I'm not a very political person, so we don't agree with.
I'm not usually, but you know what, stuff like this,
I understand
being
why
part of the LGBTQ
it's put that on there. Yeah, but it's the wording,
I do think it's, absolutely, but I do think it's needed purely because the predators' voices are being heard louder than others. You know what I mean? Our spaces are being taken away, our people are being taken away in that sense. For us, we've got no spaces for lesbians anymore in our city.
We live in
and we've
I sat down, I was like, I've seen enough now.
There's many characters, isn't there?
We've had a few bits round there, you know, like even ourselves. I've had it where you've had the doctors said, oh, my partner's going to bring her, oh, what's his name? Oh no, it's a woman. And then they've gone, where's that?
Yeah,
definitely.
He has to come to the hospital with the doctors with me, and whenever we're sat there, they're like, so are you able to get pregnant? I'm like,
yeah, just 1 minute.
Are you sure you're not pregnant? I'm like, yeah.
It's good as
you know what
far
I mean?
as,
Let me just pull that $8 grand out of my backside.
They go down every single option apart from that.
real mum.
I've been called her mum before. I've been called her sister. Are you friends?
Really close.
Very, very close friends. Our own community, because the ideology is lesbians that are quite butch are being told that the men and being sort of pushed into the ideology that they're trans. It's the same with femboys. When actually,
say if you were approached by M to F and they're interested in you, flirting with you, and you say, oh no thank you, I'm a lesbian, you're then
Talk a bit about it. Anything when I talk about it.
Yeah.
And they're calling lesbians, they're saying that they have genital preference. And it's like, no, I love women. I love women.
I love biological women, and that shouldn't be bad to say. It shouldn't be bad to say. And as lesbians, and it's nice to meet another lesbian couple as well to have that discussion with. As lesbians, if someone was to come up to you and say, because you like a biological woman and you don't like a trans woman because they have a penis, you're transphobic, is bizarre to me. Why would
we don't like penis?
Exactly. But
there you go.
That is seen as transphobic. And they say online. Honestly, you should see the stuff online. They say
they're arguing about it.
Exactly. But online they say like sick things. Some of these ones that I think are the loopholes.
The predators.
They say things like, if you don't take this biological strap, you're transphobic. And I just think I can't even hear that. That's sick.
There was there was a conversation I seen that was being had between a few trans people online the other day, and they was talking about lesbians getting with someone that's an M to F, and they were saying if they get with me and they see me and they're attracted to me, and then they get in the bedroom and tell me no because I've got a dick, for transphobic, and they can fuck off. And it's like, oh, but no, there is issues that need to be seen, and I think as bold as it is what he's doing, it's opening up that conversation. It's opening it up to people understanding that there are loopholes and there are predators out there that are unfortunately shouting louder.
They're taking advantage of the trans community and of the
yeah.
I mean, lesbians as well.
They're shouting louder and they're taking advantage.
I need to go to the shop to get a drink, but what I'll say before I go is, please don't hide your opinions on anything, because women are being silenced.
I am. Yeah,
you came over and you were bold as brass. That was amazing.
She's like that anyway.
But don't ever
she's like that with me.
No. I need to say something. But just, if you have an opinion, you see something that's wrong, please speak up and say it.
Do you know, we were having this conversation.
We're being silent.
We were saying that we feel like sort of women are being a bit pushed.
Absolutely.
Pushed down again. The furries are doing it, you know. You've got these kids.
I don't agree with stuff like that with kids.
Kids aren't
kids are dressing up in pink outfits and furry outfits.
I don't go because I feel like it's a money-making scheme. I don't feel like it's a celebration.
My children identify.
It's to make money. That's why I don't want
do it right now. During the daytime when there's family around, kink stuff going on, and you're appropriating kink stuff to children.
One of my
mates is actually usually for that kind of reason.
Yeah.
You know, not because
There's literally, I've never been and I've just never like interested.
Yeah, exactly. They find the places to go.
Yeah.
They know where to go. If they're going to be predators, they'll go to those places. And if there's loopholes, they'll use them. They'll use them. And that's what the ideology of it is. It's not the real trans people haven't come up with this ideology. This ideology has come from the men that are wanting to predatorize on women and children.
Just get rid of men.
I'll advise you something.
Sorry, was that Sandra's statement?
Right, we're putting you in the bin. See that bin over there?
I tell you what, actually, technically.
Just get rid of men, hey?
See you later, Stephen. Bye.
Yeah, I'll give them long enough for the true colours to come out. Do you disagree with what I've been saying?
I was just saying, I think maybe you should have worded his terminology a little bit different.
How should I put it?
Maybe ask the question on the front of it.
Do it as a question.
Yeah, do
So,
it
like,
as a question.
is there
Because
such a
you'll
thing?
still get someone approach you because it's a question.
What medals? Tell me what medals.
Leah Thomas was a 5'4" man. Alright?
What do you think about
400 nationally as a man.
Hands at your back.
Then went into women's.
Hands at your back.
What are your opinions and your personal views on the board itself? That's why we want to speak to people. We've just had conversations with a lot of people who disagree with what he's saying, who have spoke to us and agree with what we understand to be our
I think
beliefs.
what it is I'd like to understand more and we can't do that without a conversation.
I don't understand your association with him.
Where does YouTube? Do you want to see my channel? I don't mind showing you. I don't know why you're so hostile.
I just think it's not worth discussing really. It's just these people are people.
But if I'm trying to understand your point of view,
it's all linked with being gay and all that kind of stuff. I just think there's a sense of hostility in society at the moment towards anybody that's different.
To meet you, sweetheart. Lovely to meet you. See you. You too, sweetheart. Here we are, back at Hebden train station, Hebden rail station. Ready to go home.
This is us. Look at the state of my face. This is us finishing up for the day.
And we're off. So it's been a good day. It's been quite an interesting experience actually speaking to people here while we were doing a little collaboration with Edumatrix. It was quite fun, quite interesting, quite entertaining. It was interesting to speak to people, real people, on the street about what they think, how they feel about things. And we did exactly that, and it was brilliant. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw. And I hope you come back for more. That'll be the coolest underpass I've ever been in my life. It's so super cool. Woo. Oh yeah. Damn.
Hiya, I'm Jedford and I'm watching MKI Audits. And what beautiful girls they are.
Close enough. Close enough.
Big up Grandpa Jed.
Yeah, I'm Grandpa Jed.
It's already kicking off. It's already kicking off. Kicking off already. We've only just got back here. My God. Anyway, take a pew at that church. Take a look at it. Take a pew. Sod and stone, go for it. But no, thank you all for joining today. I hope you did enjoy it. Even if you didn't, you better start enjoying it. If you're not subscribed, you're boring. If you don't like it, you're boring. And if you don't comment, then you just don't like conversation, do you? And while you're at it, give it a cheeky share. I've just got a fly in my eye. Shared itself with me, so you should share this with the world. You know, good father and goodbye.